How's it going, guys? Where the Summoner's War. Someone's here too! Hey guys, how's it going? Practice session number 1. We're going 100 here with Megaphone and Stoic. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look at the bracket here. Americans showing up here in True Whale, and Freeman from China will be playing on the bottom side of the bracket. Guys, who you got in this one, Megaphone?
I mean, I think it's going to be a toss-up, to be honest. They share a lot of the same monsters, but I always have a personal bias towards True Whale. He is a member of my guild, Say Swag Again, and a friend of mine that I know. So, but I think if I was a betting man, it's a 50-50.
So, Stoic, if you know enough about that spot, why don't you let us know Freeman specifically, and then more generally, what is the playstyle difference between the Americas region against Asia Pacific, specifically a Chinese player?
Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, well, Freeman's a previous winner for Legendary Tournament. This is not his first Legendary Tournament at all. He is not a new account to be in this. So when I look at people or players from that side of the world, they're always very LD heavy. I don't know why, just always seems to be that way. But I mean, True Whale's definitely a heavy LD user as well. I mean,
all right, well, we've set the stage for the matchup. LD heavy, who will be joining our fellow in the finals? Let's find out as we take a look at the pick and ban.
Pre-bans are going out. We've got Gianna getting pre-banned by True Whale and Fran being pre-banned by Freeman. Interesting.
Yeah, and so if I see a Juno last pick, if I'm True Whale, I know that my Ileana's coming through, and my Hathor and my Oki are both likely to come through. So that leaves us down with Jaeger or Ragdoll that are banned, Ragdoll being taken out, and Ganny being taken out from the other side.
Guys, who do you think got the best out of this draft?
I got to go with True Whale here. I think True Whale has a lot more damage and has the control, can lock down that Juno off the bat with the Okeanos. But that's a very fast Yan Hong.
That very fast Yang Hong indeed. Looking for a strip onto the Ileana, not receiving it.
And once the CR goes down, and if it doesn't get enough procs, that is all she wrote for Freeman here. True Whale has too much damage. Everything's at a lot of health here. Cooldowns are up.
Finishes off that CR with Jaeger, looking to put everybody asleep here. Gets the attack power reduction on the Juno. And I think the focus here can easily drop out this Wind Druid, who has been reset.
Yeah, at this point, it really doesn't matter who he's going after. It's 4 units versus 3, and Freeman's Wind Druid is reset. So at this point, Freeman's taken his time thinking about how he could have drafted better. Maybe not taking the Yan Hong. That was a huge liability in this game. We saw True Whale's able to establish a lot of control with that Ileana, ultimately leading to this victory here.
Yep, and there it is. Freeman concedes, and True Whale is going to be taking round 1.
Just like you predicted, your guildmate taking game 1, and I think a huge key to that one was the tempo that True Whale was able to take away from Freeman, and then Freeman just fell behind. There wasn't a lot for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, when Freeman basically drafted in a way that told True Whale that he was content, Freeman was content being controlled and stunned the entire game. Really had didn't look like he had an interest in winning, honestly.
I think Freeman definitely needed to protect himself just a little bit better. His only way of sustaining himself or even somehow keeping his team alive from all the control that True Whale had was that Juno. And the Juno, honestly, was not a strong enough pick, looking at a Hathor and an Okeanos.
How did that first cast feel for you guys?
I think another issue that we ran into early last year, your points during the match, these ones today, like I noticed, you're a little bit longer this time around, but it's just been a long time since you've casted.
That's the first time I've tried to cast anything in a while, but I also think like my strategy was also to lengthen it a little bit to make the stop more obvious. Does that make sense?
Right, and I think there's something to be said about when you're done making the point, you start to slow down and understand when you're going to hand it off, and it really helps when you use the other person's name at the end, doesn't it, Curtis?
Yep.
But I think the fact that you guys already feel that and recognize that, like the first step to fixing something is identifying something is wrong, what is it, and then now we have the fun to play and experiment on how to fix it. All that information from round 1, that's probably about all I've got so far in terms of research. What's the homework for me? What do I need to do to level up to make you guys feel comfortable?
I feel like it's tough, but knowing unit roles, I guess.
Okay.
So, like, what's a stripper? What's a buffer?
Yeah, I mean, aside from borrowing my account or Stoic's account to help me climb on the ladder a little bit, I would say that Homework could be just looking at some of the common picks that were out there and just what their skills are and what Stoke's saying, what their roles are to understand like the Juno interaction versus the Fran, that rock, paper, scissors type of thing.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me and teaching me so much. We got some really solid practice in there.